with that, I had highlighted where I had wrote down whenever she's talking about the humiliation video and how she got all the ingredients and stuff, she says, I conquered it like I was supposed to. But if you go to the police summation, they wrote it down as she was crying and scared and begging for forgiveness.
They sure did.
Clearly did not connect the dots that this was an instructed video and she was supposed to be acting this way. Like they said, she looked terrified.
Yeah, I remember reading that the first time and
you guys, when I say those cops, I don't get it and I don't know what it is. They set this chick up to be a victim from the get-go. Nick got railroaded, Deedee got railroaded, the entire community got railroaded. They're saying, let me show you the video that they're talking about. And I said, I swear I said this either my last video or the video before, Bree's gonna come out on her channel, Gypsy's channel on TikTok, put the timeline together, put the emails, the messages, the FOIA info together, videos together, and show that she's innocent. And I said she was gonna say this about her video, and they found what the detective said in the FOIAs. I am not shocked. And I also told you guys, those detectives left out certain information, like her saying she wanted to sleep with her lawyer and her self-pleasing herself from the time that she was 4, and all the inmates were creeped out by her. And all the inmates creeped out by her. Hold on, I'll show you the video. First, this is Bree already posting a video on Gypsy's TikTok, you know, because she's running it now. But this is her speaking about this video that she's terrified. I'm going to give you what she says right here.
Power would look like saying no and it being honored. If Gypsy had the power, she wouldn't be the one constantly explaining her fear or negotiating comfort. And if you're trying to compare her saying she would allow him to do something that she doesn't really want to do to, like, say, a sub in the BDSM lifestyle.
So she's trying to say that she was forced. She was forced. And in some of the text messages, she shows where they go back. I'll show you the text messages in a minute. Let me go to her. I'm getting off track. Sorry. I'm getting ahead because this is so frustrating, you guys. I knew this was going to happen. This is how it's going to get played, and the media is going to run with this. I can already see it. Here's the video that they're saying she was terrified. She was absolutely bawling and terrified. This is the video. Credit into the weeds for this one.
Hello, sir. It's Gypsy, and I'm making this video to you, sir. Nick's evil side. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sir, I just wanted to let you know that thank you so much for what you're going to do for me and for all of us, and that I do love you and I do respect you, and thank you again for doing this for us. I am so sorry that I didn't get all the ingredients that are necessary. I didn't get the taser because I thought that we're going to do one plan and then I ended up changing it. So please don't hurt me that much. I promise you that I won't fail you whenever I know necessary for my mistake of not getting the taser. And so I accept that punishment, sir. I'm not ready for such a big punishment, but I will take it because I worship my twin flame soulmate, sir. And I love and adore and worship him. So I will take this punishment because it is necessary, sir. Again, thank you so much, sir. And I look forward to seeing you in person. And I love you, sir. And since you are a part of my twin flame soulmate, I will grow to worship you too, sir. So, I will end this video.
Convincing. Gosh, she looks terrified.
Now, sir. I love and adore and worship you, my wonderful twin flame soulmate. Good night, my everything. And I mean that as an all to you, sir and master.
I can't. Let me let you finish what they were saying. Dude.
So she was having to steal it from the store when she would go.
She said that? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it took me so long because I had to get all the ingredients, which was really, really hard.
With that, I had highlighted where I had wrote down whenever she's talking about the humiliation video and how she got all the ingredients and stuff, she says, I conquered it like I was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the police summation, they wrote it down as she was crying and scared and begging for forgiveness.
They sure did.
They clearly did not connect the dots that this was an instructed video. And
Do not believe these detectives are trained to pick up deceit, to pick up red flags and, you know, their behaviors, right? This is their job. If these cops are legit gonna sit here and say that video we just witnessed was her being terrified and crying and begging for forgiveness because she was scared of him. Scared of what? Of what? She paid for him to come see her. He couldn't even do that on his own. This boy couldn't do he couldn't even call a cab. Are you serious that these trained professionals are going to tell me and most people with common sense that video we just watched was her being scared, traumatized, terrified, apologizing? It was an instructional video. I don't think they missed the dots. They were covering it up. They were covering up the scams her and Deedee did. They were trying to keep the story as, you know, it was a fake story. They tried to make it seem like she was just as innocent as Deedee. Not even. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. This is bull crap. Bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
like they said, she looked terrified.
Yeah, I remember reading that the first time.
Whatever she said. She supposed, I think. She suppose. She even tries to make the swallow sound heard on the camera. This is not award-winning acting there, Gypsy. You did better in the video where you were high as a kite talking about Dan and his girlfriend going to war. That was more convincing than this, in my opinion.
And thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe she was.
Let me clarify. I agree with them 1000%. I am not disagreeing with anything they're saying. I'm just giving my opinion on the cop situation. I feel like these are trained professionals. This is what they do. This is what they were trained to do. Years and years of experience. I don't think they misconnected the dots. They chose to lie and push a narrative. That's what I meant. And I guess I'm sorry, because I truly, I love Into the Weeds. I love Audrey. I love all these women in 1980. They are very straight, factual, to the point. You know, I know they don't get into what ifs and a lot of maybes. That they just give what the facts are. And I learn most of everything from them. So I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm a commentary channel though, so I do give my opinions, and seeing corruption firsthand in my case, and they fired and arrested, and 2 out of the 8 went to prison, or 5. It wasn't even spoke about in the news. It wasn't put in the newspaper articles. It isn't spoke at the case. At our hearing, it wasn't spoke about. None of that is ever brought up. But it happened. And I got an apology from the judge and the sheriff, the entire department. And when I went to court, let me tell you, they were amazingly supportive. I mean, of course they were. And these weren't the same cops who were there during my situation. Court didn't happen till almost 4 years later. So these were completely different cops. But let me tell you, FBI federal agents, these federal agents, oh my Lord, were amazing. I have the utmost respect for law enforcement, but just like with anything, there's corruption within any job, community, workplace, etc. It just, that's the truth. This is how the world runs. And unfortunately, I experienced it, and now I think I see it more maybe than most people would, I guess. I don't know. I don't mean me. I can see them pushing this narrative to make them look less, you know, people can't blame them. Why didn't you do this? Or if this was going, why didn't y'all investigate or check into this or this or this, etc. But again, like I said, the entire police department was there at the trial. They all wanted my abuser to go to prison. They were, you know, they wouldn't even let him look at me. If he, and not, I mean, to be honest with you, they had been listening to his phone calls. He was trying to silence me, my predator was. You know, he literally had someone show up at court with my photo, and he was trying to, but I was surrounded by like 5 federal agents at all time. I'm not lying. They took it so serious that before I went to court, they put me at an Airbnb that was gated, where there were a federal agent on the grounds at the main house. And when I had to go to court, we had to drive to a meeting place. When I left, I was followed. They had snipers on roofs or in certain places to see if someone was following me and my mom. And we would meet there, and then they would put me in their vehicle, and then we were escorted to the courthouse, and there was a vehicle in front of us and 2 behind us. And then there were people at the courthouse waiting for us when we got there to see if anybody followed us in there. And I didn't go into the front of the courthouse. It's called the tunnel, and it takes you underground, and you go up. You have to go through. It was like a maze getting to the court, up to where we needed to go to. But I did get that apology, and they were very protective and very sorry, and they wanted him to go away. I mean, they were telling me what inmates were doing to him while he was in jail there, and he got his ear bit off. But, you know, I understand what they're saying, they missed the dots. I just feel like it just because of my personal experience, that's all. I don't mean anything disrespectful in their opinion. I promise you I don't. That's not what I mean. I just feel like they're professionals and they're intentionally pushing a different narrative. They left information out, and I read those not interrogations, it was interviews with the inmates of hers, and they left a lot of stuff out of those interviews from those videos. There's a lot more in the videos than what's written down. That's all I'll say. That just my opinion. They pushed a narrative like it's been pushed from day one. That's just my opinion. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry I rambled.
Yeah.
And also, she said it took so long because she didn't have the ingredients. So she was having to steal it from the store when she would go.
She said that? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. It took me so long because I.
Okay, so now you get the gist of why I said Bree was going to do this and make it look like she's going to put this video up and say, oh my God, look how scared she was. Even the cop said she was terrified. This is why Ken and Bree said, oh, we want all of the FOIA evidence to come out. You need the full story. You're just getting bits and pieces. Yeah, it's easy to go with one side. Girl, let me tell you, nowhere in these videos, nowhere does it look like he is this master manipulator who is forcing you to do anything. He's not. You're manipulating him, withholding things from him to get your way. I'm just going to say this one more time. Dan Glidewell said she introduced him to BDSM. I won't say she introduced him, but they got into it. I'll say that. He didn't say introduced, but I could have swore I heard that. I don't want to give misinformation. So I just know he became addicted to the BDSM part with her, like the submissive and the dominant part. He became addictive. He wasn't into it before. He said he got introduced to it and became addicted to it. But he never called her his girlfriend. He just wanted the, other stuff. Let me show you what Bree's putting out there. Bree with no facts. Meth Bree. So Bree with no facts here is talking about how Gypsy was scared of backdoor stuff. Backdoor. But Bree, please explain to me the night of the let's just listen to this really fast. Oh my God. My mind is going boom, 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 boom. This is what happens when I talk about this, because there are so many lies and inconsistencies. You think about something and my mind goes here and then boom, 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 boom. Like I'm all over the place. It's like a ping pong. It's never ending. Never ending.
Know that it's a fear of mine just because I never really heard of it before. I am worried about the pain.
Let's not forget she has this obsession with every guy she's with that they're the first of everything. She legitimately told Ken she was still a V. Every guy she talked to in prison, I've read the emails to you, she's technically still a V because Nicholas could never, makes sense, and she would tell Ryan the same. And she would say she didn't know anything about BDSM and the dom and submissive to Nicholas. She did. She absolutely did. She did it with Dan Glidewell. Gypsy, and you were caught with a 50-year-old. Deedee caught her in a hotel with a guy doing something. She's 22, 23 when she's talking to Nick. She's an adult. She can do what she wants, but she has an obsession with everything being a first with the guy. Swear to God, if her and Cam break up, the next guy she's with, she's going to be like, I know I've had a baby, but technically, God gave me the baby. Cam never could do anything. Swear to God. So I'm just inexperienced. Technically, I'm a virgin. I'm telling you.
For you, I would really be hopeful that you'd be sensitive to my fears and
Like she doesn't want to do backdoor stuff, okay? And she's like, but if to punish me, I'll allow you. And she is quite literally giving him permission.
Let me just say this. Remember the text messages the night of the red rum? Who asked who to do backdoor? That they were hoping for backdoor? Oh, Gypsy, yeah. It was Gypsy. Hold on. See, I could go to my videos and search through because I put these in several videos, but credit to the subreddit. They have everything. I can type it in and it takes me to somebody who has it every time. That's why I love this group. They have facts in there. They have been doing research for this case for years. I will say I followed the case, but I wasn't researching it until, honestly, it was when the act happened and I started looking into it. And I started watching the documentaries and I felt she was lying. But everybody seemed so, slay queen, yes queen. And I thought it was me, right? And I felt bad about that. So I did tell myself, you're overthinking because of your past, right? I supported her. And then you start seeing evidence come out supporting the lies that I instinctually thought. And then I started speaking on it then. But even then, I was getting tons of hate from it. Like, whoa. I couldn't hardly say anything. It was very pro her then. But here's the text message. Okay, and this is Gypsy. Will he allow me to wet your eggplant before he takes me, hun? I don't know if he's going to do backdoor or badge. I was hoping to do backdoor. And here it is. This is on May 30th. Not the night of, but the first movie I want to watch with you is 50 Shades of Grey. I also think we should start with soft, wet backdoor intimacy before big time backdoor. So yeah, there's that. And then for motivation's sake, baby, no, for motivation's sake, I thought it was a baby, sorry. Bring your A game, hun. This is me with me on the line. Oh, you know what? Scratch everything I just said. I need to put my glasses on. Let me reread this. This has nothing to do with the other backdoor stuff, but for motivation's sake, bring your A game, hun. This is life with me on the line. This girl is so just diabolical. Sadly, let's finish this crap before I go to the next lie. Oh my God.
How control works. Permission given after fear is not control, it's appeasement. What power actually would look like is your boundaries being respected, right? Power would look like saying no.
I'm just not listening to her. We all know where it's going. I'm sorry. If you want to watch it, you're going to have to go search this up on. I don't want to watch it. I'm sorry. I can't do it, you guys. I am fed up. They are straight delusional, like Ryan. Ryan is still saying Gypsy is the way she is. He just said this yesterday on Perez's live. Gypsy is the way she is because of Deedee. It was the way she was raised. And still says Nick manipulated and Gypsy. And anybody who says he shouldn't be a teacher, he gets overly like, you're blocked, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be a teacher, Ryan. You absolutely shouldn't. He is special needs. If you're going to sit here and defend these videos and her behaviors manipulating this guy with special needs, who she told inmates she specifically looked for to do this, and I don't know if she did. I don't think she looked for him to, I don't know, man. I really don't. Anyways, I'm not listening to no more. This is what's going to happen. I don't care what you say. They were having a conversation about, Gypsy being not too sure about backdoor. Well, let me tell you, that's a pretty common topic. I'm just saying. If you're in a relationship and it's brought up, I know especially, when you're learning each other, that is a topic that you might get asked about. And you're like, no. Or you're like, yeah, sure, right? And you might go back and forth. I know this conversation happened in my relationships, and it wasn't. She's making this sound like Gypsy was scared. She wasn't scared. She was letting him know what she was comfortable with. Dude, I'm so done. And she's making it seem like she's never done it. Remember, guys, I don't believe that either. I want to show you these texts. This is off of Reddit from Gypsy Rose. I'm actually done. These flares are hilarious. Now, I do not know who posted these. I have no idea. Like original, I don't know if it was Into the Weeds or Audrey or whoever this is. If someone knows, please let me know in the comments below and I will tag them, because I don't want to not give anybody credit who originally put this out, because the only place I've seen this is right here. So I have no idea. But this is Nicholas talking to little sis, his best friend Allie. Okay, and he says, hey sis, I'm on. It has to do with her time of the month. She always gets too emotional during this time, but towards the end of it, I don't know why, but she gets extremely corny. I mean, towards the end, and it doesn't seem like it is towards the end yet. But with her, I don't think it's necessarily really corny at a specific time with her. It's towards the end of the time she is going through that. Yeah, and this also, she gets not just corny, but extremely ... I never heard of a single woman like this before. Even Nick knows there's something. Me either, Nick. That's interesting, because she gets overly emotional during this time. She thinks if I was able to give her physical affection around this time, it would help her be able to think positive. Usually she always worries about her fears too much during this time instead of thinking positive, which is a fallback of her having this time of the month. Another difference, I suppose, with my little sis is that okay. I was going to say, what? Is that you aren't the clingy type. While she prefers to have a man that enjoys a woman that way. Ironic, I prefer a woman that way as well. No ex of mine was ever as clingy to me as she is. She seems so attached to me. She has admitted even if she wanted to leave, she couldn't will herself to do it at this point. The only connection me and her are missing is the physical connection. Otherwise, I think I wouldn't be able to get... Let me move this over. Hold on. There we go. Now y'all can all see it. To get her off of me if she had that already by being able to feel my touch. I'm just going to say I'm reading it as it goes. I know it sounds crazy, and I struggle to read a lot of these texts between them because I'm trying to do it and make it make sense, and sometimes it just doesn't. So from now on, I'm just reading it as is, and I'm still going to struggle. I'm not going to lie. So you see, she warned me about her possibly getting this way. She said, "Baby, I'm just wanting to know, do you really want to be with me?" I asked because as soon as I cling to you, I am not letting you go, even if we are forced to be on the opposite sides of the world. I'm going to have to go turn that off. Opposite sides of the world. I'll go search for you to be with you. If it comes to that, no matter what, you won't be able to get rid of me. So are you sure you want to be with me? She said that to me. I said yes to her. Then ever since that, I see her words coming true. I think she is almost to the point she said she would get to by now. So most likely, even if I wanted to get rid of her, it isn't possible now. So it's good. I committed to her when I did, sis. You guys, he is absolutely already been, and this is, what is 10/27/20? I guess they modified it because there's no way it was in 2020. The crime happened in 2015. But yeah, he's brainwashed. She hasn't brainwashed. That's the truth. So, this is the biggie. And I see it now. And I did, when I was looking at the web browser history, there were some things I thought maybe, would that be Deedee looking it up? Because I'm sure she would use the laptop too sometimes, right? But Audrey did come across some of Deedee's web search history. And we've all said this, and yeah, I have some points to make after. So let's listen to what Audrey has found.
And I want to give the disclaimer that everything you are about to see was obtained through a FOIA request. The information comes directly from Deedee and Gypsy's internet browser history, including their private browsing history. The date for these searches range from mid-April of 2015 through May 2015. This information is not speculation, it's not theory, and it's not something pulled from a social media or a secondhand account. These are actual searches preserved and documented by Greene County. I did not create this information. I didn't interpret it for investigators. I'm simply presenting it and asking questions that naturally come up when you see a pattern like this. And speaking of patterns, Google searches do not exist in a vacuum. They usually happen when someone is worried, stressed, suspicious, or just preparing for something. So let's walk through this. These are from Deedee's search history. We see several searches where she's looking up dialysis, what kidney dialysis is, how it works, why someone would need it. Important because dialysis isn't something you Google out of boredom. It is not a fun late night rabbit hole type of search. These searches strongly suggest that Deedee was dealing with serious and real health concerns during this time. And that matters because chronic illness changes everything. Stress level, your patience, your tolerance for chaos, your ability to even manage conflict. Someone who is sick, exhausted, and scared about their health is already operating at a deficit. Alongside those health-related searches, we start to see something very different. We start to see things like 5 drugs kids steal most often from parents. And this one is a little harder to see, but this is where she is searching what to do when your kid steals your medicine. These are not just random searches. These are searches when you think that something is missing or when you're trying to confirm a suspicion. And when you pair this with serious health issues, that becomes even more concerning because missing medication isn't just annoying, it can be dangerous. Next, you can see where Deedee looks up Greene County Sheriff's Office. Now, this does not automatically mean that someone is planning to call the cops, but it does suggest that Deedee was looking for other options, looking into boundaries, or trying to understand what steps even existed to take next. People do not usually Google the police unless something feels out of their control. But the searches that come next are also pretty interesting because they don't show Deedee jumping straight to punishment, but rather looking for help, because the next ones are not about arresting her. The searches after that are for parent-child interaction therapy. And that tells us something important, that this doesn't look like rage. It looks more like somebody trying to figure out how to fix a situation. It suggests that there was conflict in the home, but there was also behavioral concerns or a relationship that felt broken or unsafe. This isn't about anger. This looks like somebody, again, searching for a solution. However, something had to have changed because the searches escalate and they go from therapy to this. Deedee begins looking for homeless shelters, searching through Springfield's local directories, and checking out multiple options. She even begins looking on Facebook to see what options she can find there. And she's not doing this for fun. This is location specific, age specific, and resource specific. This is proof that Deedee was looking for real world alternatives to get Gypsy out of her house. And whether or not Deedee ever intended to act on it, the searches alone suggest she may have been considering a very major change. This is not a maybe someday Googling situation. This is what are my options type of Googling situation. So let's put this all together and look at the full picture.
First, I'm sorry, I like to eat and listen. I'm usually driving or working, like going or cleaning or doing something and listening to these, so I needed a snacky snack. But what do you guys think about this being looked up? Do you think Gypsy found? I don't think Deedee was very tech savvy. I'll just say that. I really don't. I think Gypsy knew a lot. I mean, she knew how to upload videos to Dropbox. Gypsy did everything online. Do you think she looked at the search history and seen Deedee was looking this up? Because we all saw in the video that Deedee can only give her so many more chances. I think Deedee was scared of Gypsy. I do. I think Deedee was also scared that if she passed away, where would Gypsy go? Right? But I do know that her and Gypsy had gotten into it, and I think Deedee was fed up. And I do think that Deedee homeschooled her for this very reason. I agree with Audrey. When you get to a certain point where you're sick and Deedee's already been going through chemo and, you know, looking up dialysis because she's having issues, I guess, with her kidneys. And I know she had diabetes and a list of things. Deedee had a list of things wrong with her. When you don't feel good, the BS, you don't want the BS. You just don't. Who wants to deal with that, right? I think she found out. I really do. And I think that's why it escalated to it's a definite go. Audrey, Do you know when Deedee researched the dates on these? Do you have the dates? I know you said if anybody's looking into the FOIAs, digging into them, I don't have them. I've asked if there's like links where you can go look at them, because if there is, I've not seen any. But I would. But here's my question: do you know when these, like the dates of these, were made? I was just curious if you knew the dates of them, because I know that there was police reports made, and I would love to know if Gypsy saying, you know, she's made her mind up and she's definitely in to take her mother out, if it was before or after. I think it was that. I would assume it was after Deedee researching this. That's all. That would be my question. If anybody knows that, let me know. I'd love to know. There's a few other things I'd like to see if they would correlate with, but I don't have it, so I don't know. Well, you guys put out, I look at. So that would be my thing. But I want to show you something else. This is it. I'm not going to go crazy today. I could, but I'm not. Sorry, you guys. I'm at the where I maybe cough maybe 5 times a day. That kicked my booty, but I'm getting over it. Okay, let's go to the next part I want to speak up on. And it's audaciously Audrey 06. Huh. I told you guys Gypsy had tons of accounts. We all knew she did. We all knew she had hundreds of accounts. But listen to this, what Audrey found. Oh, I would love to have these web searches and emails and all the accounts and all the FOIA stuff. I would love it.
You sneaky, sneaky bitch. Did y'all know that she had another Facebook account? I'm not talking about Dee and Gyp. I'm not talking about her Gypsy Blanchard one we knew about. I'm not talking about Emma Rose. And I'm not talking about Damona Loveslave. I'm talking about this one right here. And you want to know what it takes you to? Gypsy Blanchard Wolf Moon. She got somebody to go in and lock her profile though. Additional to that, we all know that Gypsy is obsessed with Disney, right? But she loves a good dark story. And she was looking up Grimm Fairy Tales Escape from Wonderland. Which, if you don't understand the connection here, I will show you. The brothers Grimm wrote a lot of stories like Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White. And then Walt Disney took these very, very dark stories and turned them into children's stories with much prettier endings. And I have a theory of why Gypsy is obsessed with Disney. And it starts with a very dark history turned into a beloved history by many. Something Gypsy wished that she could do. She wished she could take her very dark history and turn it into a future where so many love her.
I don't think Audrey's too far off on this, y'all. I think she's pretty spot on. Just saying. I just wanted to share that really fast. Now, you guys know how I have went hard on this, and I know it is just my opinion. And it is not, this is alleged, this is my opinion. It's, it's just my opinion. But I'll get to it. Let's listen to this. This is posted by Environmental T871. They've been posting a lot on here. I like their posts, so I love that they put this together, because you all will know as soon as you'll know. Huh?
She said, I'm starting to feel more relaxed. Don't hurt me. The last word she said to me was, don't hurt me.
Your last words with her, was it a very normal conversation or night?
I did go to the kitchen and I gave her a hug and I told her I love you.
Okay, it says Sheila Leanne3 on TikTok posted this, so I want to give them credit. Another lie, right? This is, y'all, I know. This is just what I think. I'm going to say it over and over, and I'm going to go to it now. I believe there's a little truth in everything Gypsy says, right? I do believe she went to the kitchen and told Deedee she loved her. Oh, I do. I think Deedee was starting dinner. I think Gypsy came up to her and said, I love you. And I think she pulled a KINIFE and started going to town on Deedee. I don't think she tried taking her out at that moment. But I absolutely think she wanted her to be incapacitated, not able to defend herself towards Nick. That's what I think. I think she wanted Deedee weak. She knew she was stronger than Deedee. And they played it out like, she's too weak to do this. She couldn't, blah, blah, blah. I've seen several comments on all the posts when it's spoken about Deedee's. Was she really almost decapitated? Yes. She was almost decapitated. Yes. I saw the photo. I can still look at those. Yes. You're going to tell me Nick, I might have accidentally. He forgot about that? No, he didn't forget it. She did it. I'm telling you, there is no splatter in that bedroom. Let's just go over it for the last time. I'm sorry, I can't not do it. So, here's the kitchen. This is from the crime scene photos. Look at that. Look at all that right here. Just, she did clean up. And let's not forget, there was a ton of towels and blankets and a purple Minnie Mouse. Ugh, I guess a piece of coconut got stuck to me. A purple pinkish purple. It almost looked like the Barney doll in the washing machine. Tons of blankets were washed. Why are all these little throw blankets being washed all of a sudden? Just saying. She did clean up. She told the inmate she cleaned up really well. She did horrible. But I think she tried to also make it look like she was taken against her will, y'all. So let's just take a look-see real quick at some of these photos, and let me explain why I think this. I'm just saying. Let's go to up here. This is over the stove, and it's up high. Over the stove. How did splatter get there? Nick cut his little finger right here. It literally is like I've had worse cuts. I've literally gashed my finger with scissors. Way worse than that. Do we see the... And then there's more on the cabinets. It's like over the refrigerator on the other side. There's more. Right there. That's a different place. That's on the other side of the kitchen. I just don't get it. How there's so much and there's stuff on the floor. Little splatters. Okay, we see that there. Hold on. Oh. I want to stop right here. Look at this glove. No, go back. Sorry. What the? There we go. Let me pause it. Look at this glove. Look at this glove. That looks like brown, dried. To me, what is so crazy is they stopped processing the evidence as soon as they got Nick's confession. Done, shut it down, out, done. They didn't do any DNA for anything else. They did get the evidence from the knife, but they didn't request evidence, DNA from anything else in that house. I'd like to point out that the night of the red rum, they decided to mail the knife back to Nicholas's wife. Nick even said, I thought we were going to get rid, dump it, whatever. And he said, well, we could just take it back on the bus and get rid of it. She wanted to take it back to his place and get rid of it there, she said. I don't understand that. You got rid of some of the evidence that was already taken out. The trash had already picked it up. Why wouldn't you put that there too? That makes no sense to me. They could have walked down past the hotel somewhere and just randomly threw it in a drain. It doesn't make sense. Nothing was ever tested for this that I know of, that I've looked at, which, like I said, they quit processing everything once they got Nick's confession. Interesting. Okay, so here's Deedee's room. Do you see any... Hold on, let me get to it. There we go. Do y'all see any splatter? I don't see any splatter. Not up here, not down here. I don't see any. None. But down the hallway, there is actual splatter on the walls. Not just a little. It's like this big. I think Gypsy went up to Deedee in the kitchen, put her arms around her, and started hugging her, and then boom, boom, boom. That's exactly what I think happened. She picked the BB pew pew up in there and chased Deedee to her room and unloaded the clip on her. Well, what was in there, I don't know if it was a clip, but it looked like a 9mm. I'm just saying. And I think that she did tell Gypsy when she was starting to relax, and she texted Nick. She took her sleeping pill. She's starting to, she's falling asleep. She took her sleeping pill, remember? I do believe that. I believe that Deedee told her, I'm starting to relax now. Please don't hurt me. I'm telling you, I have seen it so many times in documentaries, or if you watch The First 48 or Investigation Discovery Channel, just all these true crime networks, right? The miracles of people who went through something like this and survived, like I survived. Watch that show. I don't know how many times I've heard a person saying that they started to relax and just this warm feeling came over their body. And they thought, they were just going to go to sleep. Or they would go to sleep, but they would go to sleep, but then they woke up hours later. But that's how it was for them. And when they woke back up, of course, shock probably set in and they miraculously survived. I've heard that over and over and over. They start to relax. I know this is just alleged. This isn't the fact. I'm giving you facts. There's splatter on the kitchen. The day Gypsy was arrested, the shirt on her body, there was big splatter beside of, like on the side on her shoulder. Her knuckles were bruised. She had bruises and scratches all over her legs. I do think Deedee fought her, but Deedee was in horrible health also, and she was extremely overweight. What was Deedee going to do? She had already been shot by her. I think Deedee probably thought she could talk sense into Gypsy and tell her, I love you, I love you, I love you. But Gypsy didn't care. She didn't love her. She knew Deedee was about to kick her out. She knew Deedee. Also, I want to point out, unfortunately, remember, she told Nicholas, unfortunately, Mom isn't going to help us with, finances and getting a car and a house, etc. They couldn't stay with her. She wasn't helping them financially. That wasn't going to happen. What'd Gypsy do? Well, I've taken her out of the equation. This is just my opinions for entertainment and educational purposes only, and we all should be allowed an opinion. I'm putting you the facts out there. You can come up with your own, thoughts and opinions about it. I'm just giving you what my thoughts and opinions are with it. Because I do know most of the wounds were post-mortem. That's why I feel like when Nick got there, she had already hurt Deedee, even if it was just one. I think she had tied Deedee up. There was sheets tied together, or small baby blankets or something, all tied together. They were under Deedee's body and at the sides where her arms were. You can see around her wrists darkening. But anything you say about that, or they're like, no. And it's crazy because there's so much corruption in this police department. I don't trust anything that they've said. They have made this case look like they have the facts right in front of them and refuse to report on it. You're telling me the DA saw this and said, yep, she's a victim. No! We were lied to so that it didn't look bad on them. It didn't. They scammed the community. The community was starting to get angry. It went nationwide. It looked good for his political career. He's still in that political. He's still out there talking. I'm just saying, this was political. And a lot of people made a lot of money. It was about money. That's all it's ever been. No splatter. That's all I'm saying. Now, everybody's already looked up. I mean, we've seen a lot of the web browser history search. I'm glad that we're seeing, because I was thinking maybe some of these were Deedees too, but I don't know. I also know they had the backup plan about the shelter too. So was, Gypsy searching up the shelters to run to after Nick did it. That's a thought too, right? And it could be. I don't know. I think it was Deedee though. I think she was scared. But listen to this right here. I meant to speak more on this about it, but I didn't. And I wish I would have. What is a person? And this is right here. And this is record 711. What is a person who is attracted to drama? 712. What is a person who likes drama? That's FBI. Bree would know facts. Meth Bree, the Bree cult clan. Explain why she would want to look up attracted to drama, who likes drama. That is exactly what she's doing, and that is exactly what gets her off. I'm telling you, you guys, she knew drama fueled her soul. She loved drama. Maybe that was a Deedee search. Maybe Deedee searched that. What is a person who... Maybe these were some of Deedee's searches, looking up what Gypsy was doing in these videos. Because some of the music is sometimes I want to, in my mind, I thought that would kind of sound like what Deedee listened to, but Gypsy listened to the music also. So, but no, she absolutely loves drama. Absolutely. It's ridiculous. I think I'm more blown away by the fact that that was Deedee's web browsing history. And I want to share something Trixie Layne found. I don't completely understand it, but it's about where Gypsy had this account and I'll show it to you.
Shout out to True Christy for taking one for the team. So please make sure to give her a big thank you. Do you guys remember this post I made about 18 months ago where Gina Cogstill was attending BDSM nightclub parties with Vision Con mate David Blanchard, Dean Glidewell, and many more, who helped groom Gypsy into witchcraft and BDSM?
I want to say that could be. That, I mean, it could be. But we've also seen where Gypsy is already very knowledgeable in that area, also very young. So I'm on the border with that one. I don't know. The way Dan made it sound, you know, I just think he liked younger chicks and she introduced him to that lifestyle. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying. But none of the people she was with were definitely not good people.
Have a close look. And here is a recent profile that Chrissy is pretty certain belongs to Gypsy. Look at the information and how similar it is to Gypsy. Almost to a T. Then there's links. Chrissy is going to look more into it, but we can't ignore the fact that she lied again. And so did Big Dog's brain Sheena. Oh joy, are we surprised? No. Come on now. To say she's changed and healing? Yeah, right. This says it all. History repeats itself.
No, I don't know. I mean, I did see some very, like, not okay links, especially the daddy little girl stuff and little stuff like that. I don't know if this is her. It could be somebody that made an account to make it look like it was her. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put this in. Yeah, I'll leave it in. You guys can search into it. I will look at the account and see. Actually, how would I look? No, I'm not. I'm not looking at that. No. I'll let Chrissy handle it, but I'll let you know if anything comes up. If keep an eye out at Trixie's channel to see also. I don't know, but I thought it was interesting and I did want to share it. I mean, that is her pattern, and she can't not repeat herself. Okay, I saw this on LB. But she saw these from Audacious Audrey. So again, it's Audrey is the one to credit for these. And she is texting Nicholas. She says, watching Here Comes Honey Boo Boo makes me want to hurl. It's sicking. But she meant sickening with the puke face. And then she says, Gypsy Rose again. Another text, that little girl talks like a 48-year-old gay black man. She needs to learn some manners. Are you joking? Are you joking? And Elle goes on to show where June made this big video supporting Gypsy. Her daughters support Gypsy, and they all followed her story and felt so bad for her. How do you feel now, June? I remember the video. I watched it and I was like, wow, what is up with these people? This is like a week out of prison. She's like, oh, you and your marriage, let her show. She did her time. Let her, show what she can do. She's wanting to do better things. She made a mistake. This is what everybody says. She made a mistake. This isn't a mistake. She didn't have a car accident. She didn't stump her toe. She didn't, steal something from the store. This is a decision, a human life. I'm so tired of hearing that. She made a mistake. No. And she comes out and she's still the way she is. My Lord. I'm going to just say, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Birds of a feather, I guess, They all support each other and stick by each other. How you feeling now, June? Seeing that, once again, she made a racial homophobic remark. Once again, this is the real Gypsy Rose. Everything she said it because she wanted to with her full chest, Sheena. Not because Nick made her. How was Nicholas, 700 miles away, gonna do anything to this girl? Anything. He didn't even have Wi-Fi. He had to go to McDonald's to get it. Gypsy's giving him all her money and the money she's stealing from Deedee. And Nick did not like medication. But Gypsy still took some of it. And she still stole it because that's what she does. She probably sold it too. There's always been them rumors, Deedee could be... No, I think Gypsy was in on that. Oh, yeah. 1000%. Those cops have made this look like poor little Gypsy. Well, you have the inmate saying in the interview, she said she's been self-pleasing herself since 4 years old. And the detective says, well, that's hearsay. How's that hearsay? It came from her mouth. They took all that out. They left a bunch out. And I'm just telling you guys, there are parts from another, I'm going to leave it with that, from Into the Weeds. There's the guy who initially got there, there's nothing. His case report is nothing. I'll let Into the Weeds explain. Corruption is real in that little town. Okay, here it is. Let me. No.
So
hold
then
on.
the reason.
Okay, sorry. Got it. But it was brought to their attention. I'm just going to let them explain it. I don't want to say it wrong. But this is like extremely interesting. And I'm telling you guys, man.
To our attention. And this investigator reported to the scene on June 16th, 2015 at 7:05 hours. He says, I responded to 2103 West Voluntary Way to assist with the crime scene log. I was relieved by Corporal Kondo at 17:15 hours and ended tour from there. And that's all we've got on him from all of these FOIAs.
Yep. And here's the case log where it says here, Greene County Sheriff's Office Supplemental Deputy Juan Jones crime scene log report. And that's the report that Amber just read.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on the scene and worked it. So then the reason why.
Let me see if I can get that report read really fast. Hold on. I can't find it, but I'm just going to let you hear this and then I'm going to show you. I'm not showing anything else for now. I got to watch some more videos. I'm behind. I'm really behind because I do work. So, yeah, that sucks because I would love to dedicate my time to this. I would love to dedicate more time to this and just look into it all day. I want the FOIAs. I want all the timelines of FOIAs. I need them. But soon, I hope. I hope it does all get put out and I can just go dig. It's hard because everything's so out of order. Anywho, but let's listen to this.
masturbating. In front of people? Yeah, I can get used to it, sir. If he does it as often as he says, then yes, sir. Gypsy, with as much as you have.
That was her response to what Nick asking her if she could get used to it. Because she fantasizes, wrote stories about it. She did. Nobody else. Her. I think he's trying to live up to her perfect partner in the intimacy department. And that's what she likes. She likes the dominant, submissive. She likes to be dominant in real life like she is with Ken and Ryan. But then likes to flip it and switch it and turn it around in the bedroom. And be this sweet little girl. Like she does online. And right now she's hiding behind religion to shame anybody who doesn't just say, oh, she made a mistake, guys. She's turned to God. Hold on a second. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh my God. This was, yeah. This was interesting. I'll say it again. The corruption, it runs deep in that little town. From the lawyers, the DA, the judges, the sheriff. Who knows? Was the jury for Nick even real? Were they paid off and bought off? I don't know. I don't put it past nothing down there now. I'm just saying. Ken did post make a post. It said Work View. And it just showed a bunch of cows. Is he in Texas? Does he work in Texas with Mama? Is that what it is? And comes home, because Ryan said he's 2 hours from Houston. That would make them even closer to Texas and Houston, wouldn't it? I'm just wondering. I mean, he could do a hour drive every day and still see his mama all he wants. And I'm just going to say this. I could post a photo of the beach going to pick up my son from work and be like, Work View. It doesn't mean it's real, y'all. That's all I'm going to say there. But I looked at some other stuff on Instagram, and let me tell you, every single person that comments, it is repeated comments. Oh, she ate. Even in these FOIA videos, her body is tea. That same comment is repeated like over and over and over in different profiles. Those are paid comments and bots. I think she chose what to say. Her body is tea. Oh my God. Her body, she ate that. This is her. And these are the comments she's buying. I'm telling you, just go look at the comments yourself. Tell me I'm wrong. Gypsy, we understand the internet. You don't. You think you're smart and no one's going to catch on to you doing that. Girl. I'm going to go. This is all for now. I might make another, video later for tonight. I don't know yet. We'll see. But for now, let me know what you think in the comments below. There wasn't a lot I can get into and do a lot of digs. I like those videos, but this was kind of serious stuff, so I couldn't. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Happy Saturday. And yeah, it's not gonna be nighttime. I'm gonna go eat. All right, you guys, love you. See you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, hype. I appreciate you guys. It helps my channel so much. And I'll talk to you in the comments below. We'll talk it out. See you in the next video. Goodbye.